Given the recent events at the Snowbirds, is Kai Kelly still a Sesame Street outlaw?
Kai Kelly's not a Sesame Street outlaw, and he proved it. Kai Kelly made he's all the pro model guys' daddy right now.
Oh, yes, he did.
I mean, he is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he took a steel roof, and I've seen it on the internet and everything. Everybody says, well, man, but you can't say that wasn't, just because it was a steel roof and quarter card. All matters about the weight, this, that. I don't care, man. If that was the case, the rest of those guys would have steel roofs. The rest of those guys all have carbon fiber bodies. Kai Kelly has that. Yes, it used to be a pro mod. It has a steel roof and quarters that fits the MPK rule book, and they built it to where it could get light. So regardless of what you can say, he is definitely not a Sesame Street outlaw. What that man did was, for him, I mean, it was a shot heard around the world, and it was a life achieved, in my opinion, for him. For a lot of people, won't ever do anything that cool their whole life. So
I think he did go there just to qualify.
He did. He did. We talked. And a lot of people don't know this. Him and I talked quite a bit, but we talked, and he said, "I'm going to go. I'm probably going to look stupid, but Jeff is begging me to go." And Jeff had a lot of faith that they were going to do good with that. When I didn't remember where we were at. We were at one of our small tire races. And he said, "Jeff's telling me to go. I think I'm going to go a 65." And I knew how fast Kai got a 69 before. We talk about times and stuff like that. And I said, man, a 69 to a 65, I think that makes sense. I think you could probably do that. But Jeff's telling him he's going to go 59.
59.
Jeff told him he was going to go 59. I said, there's no possible way you're going to pick up the whole 10. And guess what they did?
Yeah.
They picked up the whole 10.
Yeah.
Every round. Kai Kelly is not a Sesame Street outlaw. He's the motherfucking man, is what he is.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't think you can get a better deal than that.
Trouble Crew, what's going on, guys?
Causing a ruckus.
Doing all right? All right.
Yeah, you got $10 you can find.
I know you do.
I was like, I need those.
Yeah. I'm saying. How you doing, buddy? Right. We're literally at Henry. Yeah.
I'm going to get with you. I'm going to try and get with you this year to get that 9-inch that we talked about with the Maryland brackets.
Well, look, y'all heard it. I mean, look, if you guys need anything when it comes to old cars, and I can't even imagine the plethora of things that you guys probably have that you can get, but if you got an old car and the floorboard's rusted out or you need panels or whatever, hit up Automotive Direct. These guys have everything there is to have, and they, as you just learned and I learned too, they now got glass and trim and everything else. Give them a call.
so much.
You bet. Thank you, man.
Thanks, bro.
It doesn't necessarily make that same horsepower as the rest of the naturally aspirated. They put turbos on it. So maybe you can even get some cheaper Chinese turbos on 3. You can even go cheaper than on 3. To be honest with you, you could jump on Marketplace and buy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are doing it on a budget. You'll find 2 matching turbos, and then if you guys learn how to weld, I've got it. You're on 3 on ones. This guy's one.
10 questions?
Not only
I'm not sure that I'm excited about how excited you are about this question.
I'm so excited.
Well, you get a dose of our first round.
Oh, I
so.
did. There's no telling what this will be.
Least political answers of anyone.
Yeah? Least political?
No, not at all. All right.
Like I've been accused of the other way and that way. It's just weird. I don't know.
Question number 1.
Yep.
Donald Duck Long has an album. He released it in, I don't know, I found it on Yellow Bullet around 2010. Would you rock it or toss it?
Toss it.
Sorry, Duck.
I don't know. I couldn't imagine that anybody named Donald Duck would have a cool album. Have you ever heard Donald Duck talk?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but they do wonderful things with synthesizers and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, voiceover?
Oh, no, that's Donald Duck, the promoter, the race promoter. Has an album.
No kidding.
Where
That's what you're talking about?
He covered.
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, he covered a whole bunch of songs, changed all the lyrics to do with race cars, and put it out in the.
Was it a real thing?
It was a real thing.
Oh,
I have this
like
CD.
he was trying to. that was trying to be cool.
I don't know if he was or not.
You have the CD. That means you spent money on this.
I did. No, he mailed it to me.
Oh,
so when I was at High Rod Magazine,
Yeah.
he mailed it to me to review in the magazine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you review it?
And-
Why didn't you? Okay, let's change this out. Now we're changing this deal. Got a question for you. Well, number one, why didn't you review it?
Oh, it sucked.
Why would I buy it then? And you're telling me it was a serious
Trick
deal?
question, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
so,
turning that shit on him.
Yeah.
so I don't know him. So I don't know if he was serious or not, but it was him and Lanco Jim made a CD.
So did it sound like country?
No, it was a little bit of everything. They covered the Beastie Boys, they covered Bruce
Wow.
Springsteen, changed all the lyrics.
As a promoter, I don't.
Maybe it did the job as a promoter.
He should have done that. What do they call that thing? That voiceover thing that they all use?
Auto-tune?
Auto-tune. Did he use any auto-tune?
No, I think it was before that. Probably should have.
Okay. I'm excited for question number 2.
All right.
Me too.
Given the recent events at the Snowbirds, is Kai Kelly still a Sesame Street outlaw?
Kai Kelly's not a Sesame Street outlaw, and he proved it. Kai Kelly made he's all the promo guys' daddy right now.
Oh, yes, he did.
I mean, he is. I mean, you know, like he took a still roof and I've seen it on the internet and everything. Everybody says, "Well, man, but you can't say that wasn't, just because it was a steel roof and quarter card. All matters about the weight, this and that." I don't care, man. If that was the case, the rest of those guys got steel roof. The rest of those guys all have carbon fiber bodies. Kai Kelly has that. Yes, it used to be a Pro Mod. It has a steel roof and quarters that fits the MPK rule book. And they built it to where it could get light. So regardless of what you can say, he is definitely not a Sesame Street outlaw. What that man did was, for him, I mean, it was a shot heard around the world, and it was a life achieved, in my opinion, for him. For a lot of people, won't ever do anything that cool their whole life.
Oh, hell.
So
I think he did go there just to qualify.
he did. He did. We talked. And a lot of people don't know this. Him and I talked quite a bit, but like we talked, and he said, "I'm going to go. I'm probably going to look stupid, but Jeff is begging me to go." And Jeff had a lot of faith that they were going to do good with that. I don't remember where we were at. We were at one of our small tire races. And he said, "Jeff's telling me to go. I think I'm going to go a 65." And I knew how fast Kai got a 69 before. We talk about times and stuff like that. And I said, "Man, a 69 to a 65. I think that makes sense. I think you could probably do that." But Jeff's telling him he's going to go 59.
59.
Jeff told him he was going to go 59. I said, "There's no possible way you're going to pick up the whole 10. And guess what they did?
Yeah.
They picked up the whole 10.
Yeah. Every round.
Kai Kelly is not a Sesame Street outlaw. He's the motherfucking man, is what he is.
Oh yeah. Well, and you touched on something that brings me to the next question, because what everyone's talking about with his car is, yes, that chassis was a Pro Mod.
Yep.
That body is not a Pro Mod because, here's the question, Pro Mods are ugly, yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes, they are, because
They really
the noses are stretched way too far, the quarters are raised up way
You
too
see the
high.
dog with the really long nose?
Yeah.
It's like the weird close-up, but the dog has the real long. That's what they remind me of.
Wes Buck would never want to hear this, but the truth is, Pro Mod would be a hell of a lot cooler if the cars looked like a stock body.
Yeah, but then it would be MPK. Which is cool, but what I'm saying is MPK's got its place. West Buck's deal with the Pro. I like Pro Mods. Pro Mods are cool, but do I like a factory body car that's like, you pull up a 6th-gen carbon body and you pull up my gray 6th-gen car? I'm picking my car all day long.
They're way better.
Because it looks like a car. If you pull 3 cars to a stoplight and it's a factory car on the showroom floor, my car and a Pro Mod, which one's somebody gonna throw out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out.
Well, it looks like that.
It's exactly what it looks like.
Do you know who?
That is exactly what it looks like.
Do you know who Tom Bailey is?
Do I know who Tom Bailey is?
I didn't want to assume.
Yeah.
So Tom Bailey has 2 Camaros.
Everybody knows who Tom
Sick.
Bailey is.
He's a big.
He's a pretty big.
He's a big.
Yeah.
Well, he has 2 Camaros.
Yeah.
Sick 1.0, which is built by Denny Turzik, and Sick 2.0, which is the stretched, pinched, chopped Pro Mod.
Yep.
And every now and again, he calls me and he's like, "Man, the 2.0's not doing good." I'm like, would you just bring the not ugly car?"
Yeah.
Because I love 1.0 and I know it's not as fast.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know why? You know why you always go, "Man, I dig 2.0, it's pretty cool." It's, blah, blah.
It is.
It is the only reason why you accept that car is because he still has 1.0.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you're like, "Well, he's already got that. It is cool. It's the coolest car."
Yeah.
But he kind of came in with this, and you've accepted that because he at least still kept the other cars.
Yeah, he does have.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move on from Pro Mods. Could Stevie Jackson earn a living at parking cars?
It
Would you let him valet your stuff?
It does not appear so. Not if he told me he was getting ready to do a burnout, obviously. Normally, I would let Stevie Jackson or any of my racing buddies, if they said, hey, I'm going to take your car and go do a burnout. And if I thought, hey, they're going to do okay. Man, his application might have been denied after parking that thing into a tree. What did he hit, a tree and a Crown Victoria?
I believe he had a LED Christmas tree and part of a Crown Vic.
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what's crazy is I've been in situations before, and for us, it's on the street. Funny enough, that's where he was doing his burnout at. To where you think street has no bite, this will be easy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And these cars have a hard time initially spinning the tires on the street. After they after they get them going, then they'll go to the moon, which probably kind of, then it starts to get a little bite, and then it just kind of pushes you wherever you're going. In my head, as soon as it happened, I knew exactly. I felt exactly what happened to him. I've just corrected it before I crashed it. It was the only difference.
All right, SEMA or PRI?
PRI.
Are station wagons cool?
Yes.
Let's see. Last one. Drag and drive events. Are you riding? Are you driving? Or are you just following along? We know we're going to get you at one.
I'm driving.
Which car?
My closest thing that I own to a drag and drive right now is my little champagne car that's in the quick performance bit.
That's my favorite car.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It looks real close to being a drag and drive car. Just need maybe a little bigger gas tank.
It's got it's a 20-gallon cell underneath it. Oh, it's a factory cell
under the floor.
So I'll tell you a little bit about that. That has a factory, one of those rich tanks underneath it, the factory location.
Yeah, the stainless steel ones.
On the 85.
Yeah.
And then what you see there is for you to switch over to. That's what the little.
So he's ready.
To be honest with you, that's a pretty close drag and drive. Like that, we talked about that. That car's ready to go do that.
Okay, so end of January, sick week.
In January,
it's ready to go.
Last week dinner. We're gonna go. We're gonna go.
What are you gonna take?
My 55.
Okay.
I got unfinished business. I just need to finish at this point. I'd like to win, but finishing is hard as hell.
Yeah. You know what was weird is
I was told this morning that Bailey told me this morning that Lutz is locked in too. So
yeah, that's cool. Look, Lutz has a lot of experience doing it, and he even has some cars and things that are geared towards that. While we talked about 9 being pretty close, I did not build that with that in mind. I just built it for what we were doing at the time on Street Outlaws, the OG show.
Yep.
Which was driving them to the spot, drag racing, and driving them back. So that's kind of why I did that. It fits that pretty good. I don't know that it fits how fast it needs to be for the class. Does that make sense?
Very few people do.
Yeah.
Like there'll be 10 cars, 2 of them are competitive.
That's and you know what? I'm not good at being the guy to go. I'm just here to not be competitive. So participation awards are not for me. Like I don't know, and I know that's an experience itself for sure.
It is.
And I don't know, maybe we could change my mind, but I'd like to have something that I could, like my idea of that is like my rent car with radiator. My fireman's car with radiator in it. That would be a cool, yeah, that'd be good.
It's the hardest thing you'll ever do.
The craziest thing is also is I don't even have any portable water in that. So I just have a radiator sitting there. It doesn't even take water.
It's ballast.
Yeah.
Stops the wheels.
Yeah. I don't know, you might see me there. I've always wanted to do one. The closest thing I've ever come, maybe before you're even racing, was I will say 2002, maybe 2001, 2002. We used to run a class called Wild Street.
Okay.
And Wild Street was they would take you out on a 30-mile cruise.
Yeah.
You had to make the 30-mile cruise on your own power.
Yeah.
Pull back in the pits. And then pretty much anything goes from there. Then you did 3 back-to-back passes, and then went through we did it like a few different ways, but 3 back-to-back passes, and then they averaged it. Who had the best time? Yeah.
How fast?
My car at the time, I think went 8.0.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fast.
It was pretty fast back then.
And a 30-mile cruise is, not that big of a deal, but the fact that you had to then keep hot lapping it and you're not taking the tires off, you're not pulling the drag trailer. You know, there's guys that are pulling a radiator out of their car at the track.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, there's some brutal. I didn't just do that once. I did it a few times, but my most memorable one was like, you know, we always had a hard time getting the car, and it was always the dead heat of summer. So we always had a hard time getting the car to stay cool. And then there's a few times where I just would throw my race jacket over the gauge and just keep driving. I mean, what are you gonna do? 280 degrees pegged out, right? And I remember a few times I pulled into staging lanes, I'm like, thank God that I made it, right? Because I didn't think I was gonna make it back. There's two things. I also remember. So one of those, I went all the way to the. I don't remember how we did the format. I went to the finals against a friend of mine. I red lit and lost. So I did everything good. I red lit the finals, and then one of those I didn't make the cruise. I pulled into the back in the staging lanes. So I'm 30 miles. I pulled back in the staging lanes and I jumped on the brakes because somebody pulled out in front of me. And when I jumped on the brakes, the car died. And then the alternator didn't work good enough to fire back up. So they DQ'd me. I'm looking at everybody stopped 200 foot in front of me and they DQ'd. I mean, I didn't make it. They did the right thing.
Then you got in the radial. That's how you fell.
Then I jumped over in radial because I didn't want to quit. And then we went, at that point in time, we went the fastest that we'd ever gone. I think 770s at the time. You know, not just 770s in a little Foxway Mustang. But that was in the mid 2000s.
You and a Mustang, that I don't see.
It doesn't make sense, I know. Still have that car.
You still have your box car?
Dude.
Drove to high school.
Drove to high school, turned into a race car. Still a race car. I'm hoping that one day my son drives.
Right on.
God, I told my first car. I still got it.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Awesome. Well, dude, thank you.
You bet, man. Good to see you as always.
Yeah.
Thank you again for your time.
Yeah, you bet. No problem.
Which I guess time.